Hi, my name's Lindsay Bittner, and today's podcast is all about cheerleading. We will be specifically focusing on how the 2019 to 2020 season has been affected by the coronavirus. Many girls who grow up in cheerleading have their dream to go to Worlds or Summit. They work very hard all season to perfect their routines so they can earn a Worlds or Summit bid. A Summit or Worlds bid is basically an invitation to compete at the competition. Due to the coronavirus, the 2020 Worlds and Summit have both been canceled. This is very heartbreaking for a lot of the athletes. Let's talk to Ian Calhoun, a Lunar Vipers All-Star cheerleader who was supposed to be competing at the Worlds competition this year. Hi Ian, so how long have you been cheering for?
Well, I did gymnastics for 7 years, tumbled for 5 years, and I've only been cheering for 1 year.
And what led you to start cheerleading?
I saw a bunch of cheer videos on YouTube. It was like a big series about this one team, and my sister used to do high school cheer, and I saw her out on the mat, and it just looked like so much fun, so I decided to start cheering myself.
And are you glad that you started cheerleading?
Yeah, it was actually a really fun season. I'm just sad that it had to end the way it did.
How did it end?
So because of coronavirus, my coaches had to pull us from the rest of our competitions, and we basically had no closure to the season because everything can't be postponed for months.
And how does it feel to not have any closure for this season?
I mean, not gonna lie, it's it kind of sucks, but I've pretty much gotten over it because we got pulled a month ago.
What is your ideal way of getting closure for this season?
Well, the ideal way would be going to Worlds, but that can't happen because of coronavirus. But I'd just like to compete one last time with my team, but it can't happen.
So can you tell us a little bit about what Worlds is?
So Worlds is an ending competition for all level 6 and level 7 teams that are able to go. It's held in Orlando, Florida at ESPN Wide World of Sports, and it's kind of just like a cheerleader's dream.
So are you on level 6 or level 7?
I'm on level 6.
And what requirements do you have to be on level 6?
You have to have a combination tumbling past a full or a double, and then an understanding of stunting in level 6.
So what are your responsibilities on your team?
On my team, I mostly tumble, and I back spot.
What do you do when you back spot?
You grab the ankle and basically try to control the stunt, and you pull up, so you bring some of the weight of the flyer off of the bases.
And what do you do when you tumble?
I mostly do fulls, some doubles.
What's your favorite skill?
None of them. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite skill is a full.
How long did it take you to get your full?
It took me 7 years, but then I broke my arm while doing it, and then I had to relearn it, which took me 4 more years.
So when you broke your arm, did you ever think about quitting?
Multiple times.
Why didn't you quit?
That's a good question, but I'm glad I didn't.
Was it challenging to recover from your injury?
Yeah, because my elbow never really fully healed, so I still have some issues with it today, but it's been 6 years, so I'm fine now.
Well, I'm glad that you're back and healthy now.
Thank you.
So I know that when I did cheerleading, a lot of people would say that it wasn't a sport, and I felt like all the hard work that I was putting in was kind of useless. Has anyone ever said something like this to you?
Yeah, a few people have told me it's not a sport, but most people don't even know I cheer because I try not to tell people because I know they'll just tell me that it's not a sport. So I kind of keep it a secret.
So how does this make you feel? Like, how are you affected by this?
Most of the time I ignore it because me and my team know that we work hard and the work that we put in becomes worth it, and we just don't care what other people think, because we know that if they tried it, they would probably understand that it's not what it seems.
So speaking of your teammates, how is your relationship with your teammates and coaches?
Our relationship as a team is extremely close, because we're only a 12-person team. We're smaller than the average cheer team, so it was a lot easier for us to talk to each other because it was 12 of us on a huge mat in a huge gym. So it just made it so much easier for us to talk to each other. We would go to team dinners. We'd have team bonding. It was just a lot of fun. We all got along because most of the team had already known each other from a different team the past year. But we just became really close, and all of us just get along.
And how's your relationship with the coaches?
We're comfortable around the coaches. Obviously, we hide things from them, like hiding things from all adults, but we're pretty close with them. We tell them whatever. They know what we do.
So do you get really close bonds with the people that you're surrounded by at cheer?
Yeah, you're around them so much that they just become kind of like a second family to you. You just get comfortable around them. They just feel like a normal, like any other friend. You can hang out with them outside of cheer, and it won't be awkward, because we have so many things to talk about, including cheer, that just make it easier to talk to each other. So yeah, I've made a good amount of friends from cheer, because everybody who cheers just gets along.
So you say that you're around them a lot. How many days a week do you have practices?
My practices range from 2 to 4 days a week, ranging from 1 hour classes to 3 hour practices.
And do you have to also work on your own in the gym?
Um, I mean, I have a few times if I've really needed to get a skill right before a competition or something, but most of the time that's just optional to do that. But sometimes I have to.
So how and when did you get your Worlds bid?
So I got my world's bid while competing at my fourth competition, which happened to end up being my last competition. But we got it because we performed well enough at that competition to score within the range to get one, and we did.
And what was the reaction of you and your teammates when you received the bid?
We were extremely excited because it was 11 of our first times going to Worlds. Only one of our teammates has ever gone to Worlds before, and two of my teammates, it was their last years, and it had always been their dream to be able to go to Worlds, because two of them are seniors, and there's some other people that just have worked for it for years and years, and they're just so excited to be able to finally go.
And how do you think that your teammates, including the seniors, feel about not being able to go now?
We all cried. Most of us are coming back next season to be able to try again and try to go, but some of us just aren't able to come back.
So speaking of the fact that you have seniors on your team, what is the age range on your team?
The age range, it ranges from 8th grade to seniors in high school. We have 2 seniors, 6 juniors, 1 sophomore, 1 freshman, me, and 2 8th graders.
Do you think it can be hard to have the wide variety of different ages?
No, actually, most of the time, like one of my friends that's a junior on the team, I just forget that she's a junior. Most of the time, we all just kind of forget our ages, and we just act the same around each other.
Do you think next year you're going to try to go to Worlds too?
Yeah, I'm going back and cheering again, and hopefully I'll make the same team. But I think that most of my team who is coming back, we're really going to put in the work next year to try to beat ourselves from what we were last year, and hopefully get a Worlds bid and go to Worlds.
Well, I hope next year you and your team can make it to Worlds and live out every cheerleader's dream.